And now, News Channel 10's 24/7 local weather first alert forecast, sponsored by Generator Supercenter of Amarillo.
Well, happy Thursday to everybody out there. We saw a very active day in the area yesterday. Luckily, we don't have to worry about that for today. Just a mix of sun and clouds throughout the day. Probably a little bit cloudier early on, then we'll see more trending towards sunshine later this afternoon into the evening. Highs a little bit cooler today as well. That's thanks to a cold front moving through the area earlier this morning. So highs today will be a little bit more seasonable, topping out in the mid-70s. Could be a little bit breezy at times. Winds at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. Maybe some temporary gusts up to 25 or 30 at some points. But like I said, not nearly as hazardous as what we saw yesterday. Now we're going to see that rain and storm chance return tomorrow and really last all the way through the weekend. But you notice temperatures starting tomorrow a good bit cooler. That will have a good impact on our forecast. Overall severe risk for today, you notice it's mostly confined down toward Wichita Falls. But you notice part of our area is still under a marginal and even a slight risk, clipping that far southeastern county down in Paducah. It is one of those days where it's unlikely that we'll see storms fire off here in the Texas Panhandle. But if they do, then they could be a little bit severe, but that chance is very low that they initiate in the first place. Now, for tomorrow, the exact opposite. It is a lot more likely that we'll see showers and storms form, but the air is going to be a lot more stable, and so that severe threat will be fairly lower going into tomorrow, but still a marginal chance for most of the Texas Panhandle, so still not ruling out one or two storms. Could pack a little bit of a punch, maybe with some gusty winds, maybe some brief periods of some heavy rain, maybe some small to moderate size hail. Same case will go for Saturday. That's more going to favor the south part of the area, but a lot of rain chances on the way. That's going to last for the second half on Friday, all the way through the day on Saturday and into the first half of Sunday. So even though these percentages are low on the 7-day supercast, we will still see a lot of opportunities for some type of measurable rain all across the Texas Panhandle during that 48-hour span. So that is good news. But like I said, cooler temperatures for all the way through the weekend, 70 for a high on Friday, mid-60s on Saturday. We'll return closer to average on Sunday, probably the second half of Sunday looking a little sunnier. Then we'll see those temperatures rebound back into the mid-80s going into next week as we dry up and see those winds pick up as well.